Hey, drone here, Bugs 3 FPV. This is actually the F100. We have our little modification there. We have a Cyclops cam in the grill that records to DVR. Let's go. Alright guys, here we go. This is going to be a very long video. It's going to show the capabilities of the Cyclops camera. It's going to show the capabilities of this drone on the Bugs. On the jumper, it's also going to show my FPV setup. I am using an NPAL 3000 milliamp hour battery that's also showcasing kind of a flight time that you can anticipate getting. This was a cruise. This was not an aggressive flight. With a more aggressive flight, we will see less flight time. Now, what I'm doing here, dude, this is not my flying field. I'm standing at the bottom of that building. I literally just kind of flew over top of these trees, over by that water. This is a risky flight, but I've been itching. I've been itching to fly this long-range Bugs 3 FPV, and even though it's long-range FPV, I'm spoiled in my flight field because I have zero 2.4 gigahertz interference. I have zero Bluetooth interference. I have zero structural interference. Like right now, we were just behind me. I'm down to the left, which I'll go back to myself a couple times here throughout the course of the flight. But as you can see, there's two hotels right here. There's a third hotel over there. There's a gas station over there. Multiple cars. Cars nowadays emit Wi-Fi signals. They emit Bluetooth. There's a lot of interference here. So this was a first for me. I've never really done this. We're kind of flying over top of this building here. There's nobody really around me. I know somebody said something about my drone fly with a 011, essentially the bold clash in a parking lot, and didn't quite like that. And it's like, dude, come on. It's not that big of an issue. I'm really careful at what I'm doing. And again, this camera is a itty bitty camera that's connected to my FPV on top of it, the transmitter, and it's a pretty dope camera. Right now we're kind of just FPV flying in here. I've never walked back here. I looked this up on Google Earth and I seen there was a path here, so I knew this was here. I also knew that body of water, which you can now see off to the left, was here, and this is all via FPV. I'm still standing in the same spot, which you'll see me eventually. And I don't know if you were able to see up top, there was a power line. You really need to watch out for your power lines, which I'll show you throughout the course of the video, because I go to shoot straight up through a course of this video, and I got almost stuck and almost fell because I hit a power line, which was the first time I've probably hit a power line once or twice before, but with a larger drone like this. And again, you can see a power pole to the left. We can't see the power lines until we get right up on them, and bam, and we're going underneath the power line over top of that. There's a power line that goes from the building. It's literally right above me, and that's where I'm standing, guys. This entire flight, that is where I'm standing. I'm in goggles. I'm using the FXT VIPER goggles. Again, the camera that this is recording is my FPV camera. It's a Cyclops camera. I'll try to link that down below for you. Gonna do a little climb here, and guys, my heart was racing this entire flight because again, I'm not familiar with this area. I'm not familiar with anything around here. I kind of checked in. I looked on Google Maps and was like, wow, I'm really limited to this confined space. And it's like, no, dude, I'm flying. I'm absolutely flying. I have to fly. I've been flying small drones this entire trip. We got to get something big out. I brought this drone for a reason, because I absolutely like this drone, and because of the capabilities of this drone, especially on the jumper. Bam, nice look there. And again, I'm not using a Firefly, I'm not using a GoPro, I'm not using any like really awesome 4K action camera, 1080p action camera. This is my FPV camera that an SD card plugs into. I need to get more of these. I would like to put one of these on a Whoop. I would like to have this type of footage off of a 011, off of a bold cache, off of my brushless beta FPV drone. I would absolutely love to have that. And again, right now, we are on the opposite side of the other hotel, and myself, I'm way behind there. You see the pool off to the left? I'm behind that wall. So the 5.8 gigahertz signal is fairly limited just because of where I'm standing. If I was standing off in that grass, we could have probably went further that way. And I didn't completely black out. I didn't completely fuzz out because I was trying to fly as responsible as possible on this flight while having fun and while pushing the limits just a little bit. So we didn't go for complete fuzz out at any point during this flight. This is Explorer flight. This is an Explorer flight, and this shows you, and again, power lines above. Got to really be careful because they sneak up on you. This was a super controlled flight. You can see how stable the drone is. That it doesn't have altitude hold, it doesn't have GPS. And here, I think this is the point when we decide to power straight up into the power line. And we were actually stuck on it. We got dragged this way, bam, got stuck on it again, dropped and did not hit the floor. That's a recovery. That's a win for me. Power line 0, me 2. That's 2 wins against the power line because I hit it twice. And again, the first time it literally got dragged down the line. But we're gonna go back up here. This mod, I have this mod, how to do this mod. As far as my FPV setup, I have a video on that if you want to check that out. Just search my videos. I got lots of videos, guys. Right now I am in South Carolina. We met a Drone Days member in south of the border. Met one Drone Days member there. If you're not a part of Drone Days on Facebook, get with the times. It is the best group for drones to conversate, to share, to kind of bragging camp about drones and information. Go to Drone Days. Link for that will be down below if you want to check it out. If you want to join, click join. I will approve you in a day or so. There's always people trying to get in Drone Days, and it takes a little while to approve everybody. Look at the view. Look at the view. This is not a DJI drone. This is not it's not equipped with a 1080p camera or anything, but the Cyclops does really well. It actually might be recording in 1080p. I didn't look at the settings and whatnot. And right there, see a car coming? I can hear that car. More reason why I've said in the past, don't wear headphones when you're flying because you need to hear your environment. Look, I can hear that car. It's kind of sketching me out because it basically just pulled up on me. And again, there's that wire. Got to be careful of the wires. So the car is right there, and it's really not parking in the parking spot. I'm right there off to the left. So we're just going to kind of go over here. Instead of popping my goggles off, instead of sitting the drone down, we are going to watch this car via drone view. Again, I don't suggest wearing headphones when you're flying because you want to be in control of your hearing. And again, he's gone. He's gone. So I don't know what that was all about, but it kind of creeped me out a little bit. That's why we kind of watched him from the drone's eye, from the camera, and bam, I don't got to worry about nothing because we did have a member in Drone Days that was flying FPV that got jumped, all his gear taken, because I'm vulnerable. I'm extremely vulnerable right now. The only thing that I have going for me is my ears for close distance, and then to bring the drone close to me like I just did. Again, I'm using a 3000 milliamp hour battery, an NPOW. I'll try to link everything that I use down below, providing that I can find the links for you guys. And again, I have a setup video on this. This battery is king. This flight was ridiculously long. Again, I'm not burning, I'm exploring. This is Explore flight, and I absolutely had fun. For the next half an hour to 45 minutes after this flight, my adrenaline was still pumping. Even though this is an nose to the grindstone type, full pitch, 100% throttle type video, this was fun. This was an experience. This was a challenge for me because again, this isn't my flight field. My flight field's wide open. You guys know that, and we are just cruising on top of trees here. We're cruising on top of trees. We're flying, really exploring, looking around the area, and this is my eyes. What you're seeing right now is what I saw through my goggles with a little bit of static here and there, but this is really fun. If you haven't had a chance to experience FPV, if you don't think you can do it and you have a friend that flies FPV, get a second set of goggles. Go for a ride. Even to go for a ride, even to have a set of goggles on to be able to see this from the ground while somebody else is flying is absolutely fun. And again, I am using the complete stock set
FXT VIPER goggles. They've actually started to grow on me because of the easy use. I have a LiPo, just plug it in, I can record from the SD card on there, or like this, when we have a decent camera that can record on board the drone, we do it like this. For the whoops, grab the goggles and go. I do have my OTG set up, the ROTG01 on the outside of this. We're not using this. I do have the cell phone. And the reason that I brought that is because I'm mobile. I'm constantly moving, and if I have poor connection where I can't get to a computer and I can't edit, I can edit on the phone and then I can load because the ROTG01 hooks up to the phone via OTG, and we can do that mobilely then. Again, we're on the opposite side over there. We're on the opposite side. We still have good feed. We're at 10 minutes, guys. We are at 10 minutes in the air with this, just cruising, just straight chilling. If you want to get into flying drones, I suggest you start on like an X5C, a World Tech Toys Striker, a SEMA X5C, and me bouncing over here is just trying to get close to myself, trying to show you my setup. And again, my setup looks a little bit large and in charge. Those big goggles right there, but they fit so nice, and on the back of my head is where the LiPo is. That's safe, right? Just make sure your LiPo is stable before you go ahead and strap LiPo battery to the back of your head. But this isn't a high drain device. I think most LiPo failures are during a high drain with an unstable cell, or during a charge with an unstable cell. But again, my car is off. My car is off. In drone days, somebody had made the comment today that their DJI Spark flew away. I've flown my Spark all over the United States, and I've only ever calibrated the geomagnetic compass once. You guys need to be aware of signal interference. Right now, I'm in a highly congested signal interference area. Both these hotels have Wi-Fi. If anybody's car on, possibility it's emitting Wi-Fi, it's emitting Bluetooth. How many cell phones are in this area? There's got to be tons of cell phones in this area, and they're all emitting gigahertz. If I could see all the gigahertz here, I wouldn't be able to see 2 feet in front of my face, if you can understand what I'm saying. It's a highly congested area, and with more sophisticated drones that usually don't get affected by it, because again, people fly over cities and whatnot, and people do some pretty risky flights with the Phantoms, with the Sparks, with the Mavics. You really need to be aware that you're playing with fire. If you're going to fly over a congested city, you are playing with fire, because all it takes is for one signal to cross, one signal to interfere, and bye-bye drone. A less sophisticated drone like this drone, it's emitting 5.8 gigahertz out to me, and my controller is emitting 2.4 gigahertz out to it. It can something still could cross interfere, and I can lose control of my drone. As far as the 5.8 gigahertz goes, the 5.8 gigahertz is pretty safe. There's not a whole lot of anything that's operating off 5.8 gigahertz. I've heard of some guys searching their FPV channel and occasionally coming up on a security camera. I have yet to come across anything 5.8 gigahertz when I'm searching for my channel as far as my FPV signal goes. So the 5.8 gigahertz is pretty safe, but the controllability of the drone is your main thing. You want to be able to control your drone, and if you get 2.4 gigahertz interfering with your drone, well, then you can lose your drone. The only fail-safe that I have on this, because again, no altitude hold, no GPS, no return to home, the only fail-safe I have on this is the VIPER, the battery checker that I modded on this. That way I can flip a switch and I can beep, 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 and then I can hone in if I have a vague idea where it is and go find my drone. Also, the jumper has RSSI, radio signal strength information, that shows digitally, and that's kind of like walk this way it gets stronger, walk this way it gets lower, turn back this way. It's kind of like a mild Easter egg hunt with a little bit of assistance. I've only ever had to use that once, and I was able to actually locate the drone using it, so it's possible. So I have those two fail-safes, but as far as an extreme fail-safe, really don't have anything. If this drone gets away from me, I can't hit return to home. If I lose my bearings, I can't just stop and have the drone sit in there. This is a 100% controlled flight, and you can see how controlled it is. I mean, as we're flying sideways here from the building, this is a really controlled flight. The drone's flying extremely smooth. It's you would think this was a different drone, but I promise you, in the beginning of the video, you saw the goldish color propellers in the front, and as we end here, you should probably be able to see that too. But it is the drone that I'm using. I promise you, it's the drone that I'm using. We are on 14 minutes and 41 seconds, guys. We got a little ways to go. We are almost done, but we got about another 2 to 3 minutes here. This was an epic flight. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Again, I'm in South Carolina. Tomorrow I will be in Florida, and final destination will be the day after that. So get ready for some ocean flies. Like, this is going to be excellent. If the ocean's a straight line, like if the not the ocean. If the beach line is a straight line, dude, we are FPVing up and down that beach. And that'll be a nice video. I can't wait for Florida. I can't wait to actually just relax, because not that I'm not relaxing during this whole trip down, because we've been taking our time getting down. That way we could relax, but actually to be at a final destination and relax and be able to chill on a beach is going to be nice. Again, subscribe, smash the little bell, smash the thumbs up button, and again, questions and comments and concerns, put down below. I promise you I will get back at you. And there I am right now. I know the battery's got to kick pretty soon, so I'm kind of like chilling around myself. That way if the beeper goes off, I can hear the beeper, which the beeper will go off here momentarily. And then we will bring it down. We'll shut the motors down and everything. Anybody can do this mod. I'm not, dude, I didn't grow up tech savvy. I promise you I didn't grow up tech savvy. Everything that I know, I've learned off of YouTube. I've learned from other people in drone days, and just learned experimenting with stuff. And we're just chilling here because the end of our flight's about ready to come up, blowing some leaves, helping the maintenance crew get rid of some leaves here. Kind of shooting up here a little bit, and I believe my beeper is gonna go off here soon, if it already hasn't. I'm doing a voiceover over this, so you guys, I think I'm gonna leave the sound in, so you probably heard the beeper. I'm just gonna have it low, that way you can hear the motors. There's that power line, gotta be wary of that. But we are going to go ahead and set this down. Again, subscribe, thumbs up, questions, comments, concerns, get at me, and we are going to stop the motors. You should have been able to see that they were the light color later.